Brilliant, brilliant.
All right. Well, I got to tell you guys, we had an absolute ball last night.
That's right. Yeah.
We haven't done that in South Africa, so that was quite wow for us, you know. But thank you to all of you that participated in all of that. So okay, so we're going to just quickly talk a bit about the 3-point plan. Keep you guys busy for the next hour or so, and just share a few basic points about what the principles are behind the 3-point plan. And I'm going to just introduce it and tell you guys where it started from. Before I do that, I'd also just like to thank my upline in their absence, Linde van der Linde, who brought us into the business and coached us and mentored us, and they've just done a phenomenal job with us. And like I said earlier, I don't think we would have been here if it wasn't for them. So thanks to them in their absence, you know. But okay, so the 3-point plan, it's not something that is, you know, absolutely original us. It's just a collaboration of things that Louis and Leonie put together. I think I would call it their leadership principles that they've been using for years and years that they just didn't put down on paper. And now suddenly they've put it down on paper after they had disunity for a while and after they had a few adversities in South Africa. When they put it down on paper, it became clear, and it's just, since then, it's just been an amazing system to use to build your business. A predictable system. That's the idea, right? You want to build a business that is not just going to explode and then fall and explode and then fall. You want to build something that is going to be predictably rising, and you also want to see if there's trouble ahead. You want to be able to see if there's trouble ahead. You also want to be able to change that so that it doesn't happen. You know, you can almost alter the course of the future by what you change today. And that's sort of like what we've been doing. Louis and Leonie, I always say they're like fortune tellers. I mean, when you go for a counseling session with them, they can tell you, if you keep on doing this, you're probably going to see that. And if you don't, you know, for me, my experience, if I didn't listen, 3 BPs later, it happened just like that, you know? So it's a predictable system. And where it started from was Louis and Leonie. Leonie was a professional tennis coach. And one of her inspirational players that she always looked up to was Pete Sampras. She read their books and so on, and all these amazing players. And Pete Sampras had a 3-point plan. You know, when he had a changeover, he would sit down and he would think about 3 points. And he spoke about the 3-point plan. He said he's had so many years of coaching and learning how to play perfect shots and learning how to what to do on the court, that in the heat of the match, when things are going against you, and you're starting to panic, you don't think about any of that stuff. It doesn't come to you, all those years of coaching. You need 3 things to fall back on to find out why you're not winning the game. And these 3 points for Pete Sampras, just to mention to you, was, for those of you tennis nuts out there that love tennis, you know, the first one was get your first serve in, you know, win your service game. That's the first of the points. The second one was keep the ball deep on the other side, because then you keep on hurting the other player. And then the third one was, if the other player hits the ball short, come in and finish the point off. That was his 3 points. So on the changeover, if he feels he's not winning the game, he can think about these 3 points and he knows he's doing one of these things wrong. And if he fixes it, he's back in the game. So similarly with our 3-point plan, Leonie said, what is our 3-point plan for Mannatech, for network marketing? And so they really brought it home and said, the 3 points are structure, me, and group relations. And I'll draw it out for you guys, but I want you guys to know that the 3-point plan is actually a leadership model. So if you're brand new here today, and you're a new associate and you don't have any business built underneath you yet, know that the 3-point plan is a leadership model. So it's not going to make any sense to you really right now, if that's where you are. It's actually for people that have got a team set up already, especially if you've got a huge team and a lot of them have been wondering what to do next and not sure what to do next. The 3-point plan is amazing for that. So if you're brand new, there's only 3 things that we say you should know in your head, keep in mind, and everything else falls into place. The 3 things are, you must have fun, because it's a fun business, you know. I mean, you saw last night. Have fun. Have fun. Tell stories, and stay close to your upline. just those three things. I mean, I've tried to make it complicated. I've tried to give people wads of paper to go home with and study and learn, and I've figured out that these three things are all you need to know when you get started. Have fun, tell stories, and stay close to your upline. Everything else tends to fall into place if you follow those three things. So that's important for new people. Keep it as simple as possible, okay? So let's just share a bit about the three-point plan. I'm going to share what we believe is, or we're going to share what we believe is the most important for you guys to know, the basics of the three-point plan. So let's start with structure, and I'm going to hand over to my awesome partner in on the dance floor, Gazzo.
Your assistant for the day.
Yeah, no, but really, before I let Gary speak, I want to tell you guys, Gary is one of these guys that has come through the three-point plan and built his business extremely fast using it and grown tremendously. I remember seeing him up on stage at one of our monthly trainings about a year or a year and a half ago. And I mean, the Gary today and the Gary back then are two completely different people. It's amazing how you grow in this business and so on. So I just want to honor you for that. I think you've done a fantastic job with your business. So, Presidential Director Gary van Aswegen.
Thanks, thank you. Thank you so much, Vincent. And I'd like to thank you as well. I remember that training that he was speaking of. I arrived in a jean with slops and, you know, a shirt, and I was supposed to speak on stage, and he came over to me and he said, "Listen here, my boy." Literally. This is something we like to call a tie, so you can put that on straight away, and that's just the way things work. So thank you, Vincent. I mean, even though you're a cross line of mine, you know, you've taught me so much in this business, and I honor you for that. And I'd like to honor my upline as well, my silver presidential upline, Peter Lowe, back in South Africa, my mentor, my coach, and, you know, my inspiration in this business. He's taught me every single thing I know. So guys, just like Vince said, stick close to your upline, stay really close to them, because they'll help you and teach you to go all the way. And yeah, thank you once again for us being able to be here. It's been really, really life-changing. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about last night. It's been great. I might be walking a bit like this today, but that's okay. No, but really, guys, it's been so fantastic, and we've had such a great time. We've learned so much from your leaders. Your leaders are so inspirational. I mean, in yesterday's session, I couldn't control myself. I was at the back of the hall, and, you know, I was getting so emotional on the stage because, you know, the unity and the power that you guys have in Australia is so phenomenal. So you guys are really blessed. So yeah, I'm gonna share a bit on the first point of the three-point plan, which is the structure of your business. So I'm gonna write out a few things for you guys that I hope you can take along with you. This is the first point of the three-point plan, and I'm gonna keep it very basic and very simple, because that's what you want to do in network marketing. You know, everything needs to be duplicatable. So you don't want to sound too smart. You don't want to sound too fancy, because, you know, then your leaders are going to think, well, you know what, I'm not able to do that. So we keep it really simple. And especially as rugby players, we keep it even more simple. Okay. So the very first thing in terms of the structure that you want to be building your business in, okay, is you want to start off building in 2 legs. All right. 2 legs. And trust me, guys, this really works. And you know, we're probably going to be speaking about that a bit later as well. But from my point and my experience with a three-point plan, you know, when I got started, I was all over the show, literally. You know, I had an ego the size of you know, whatever you. It was massive. I had a massive ego, and it was really uncontrollable. And so I did my own thing. Didn't listen to my upline. Okay, and you know what? I went national in about 2-3 business periods, and I just fell straight back down to semi-regional, okay? So, and the moment I started implementing this, and especially in terms of the structure, you know, things really started to solidify. And that's what the structure is really about. We found that if you build, you know, in this way, you can build yourself a really solid and sustainable business. And that's what we want, because we're not in it for you know, a get-rich-quick. we're in it for the long run, okay? So you want to start building off in 2 legs. And this is what you really want to do. With any new person that you get involved, okay, you want to personally help them to build 1,000 points deep in their first leg. All right? 1,000 points deep. All right? This is one of the best things that you can do for any new person that you bring into the business, is to build 1,000 points in depth. Okay, so you choose a line to go down in. All right, we often refer to it as a power leg. Okay, a power leg, because that's what it creates. It creates power. It creates momentum. So you want to go in and you want to put in a few names for this new person. All right, that's why it's so important for us as leaders to stay active in the field all the time. Remain active. Management mode is probably one of the most dangerous things that there will ever be for your business. Never, ever go into a management mode, okay? You need to do your new associates a favor by putting in 1,000 points deep in one of their legs, all right? And this is also, this structure and the way we build it also enables you to develop new regional directors business period upon business period, okay? So you guys can just make a note, maybe on top of your heading, that this is also a tool on how to develop regional directors. It all falls part of the structure as well, okay? So that's the first thing you want to do, is you want to be in the field and you want to build a power leg 1,000 points deep for this new person, all right? Very, very important that you choose only one leg, okay? You never, ever want to build 2 legs for someone, all right? This other leg of the person is their gift of growth. And Vincent, he's always spoken so wisely about it, is you need to give your leaders the gift of growth. Never, ever take that away from them, okay? So this will ultimately be their responsibility. Their side volume is their responsibility, all right? Because that's their growth leg. And we also want to create tough leaders. That's another reason why we'd always only build 1 leg for someone, is we want to create tough leaders, okay? Once again, when I got started, built 4, 5, 6 legs for all my friends, okay, who I thought were my friends. But because I built their business for them, guess what? 6 months down the line, yes, maybe they went regional. Some of them, I even took national. A few months down the line, none of them are in my business anymore. Not even one, okay? Because not one of them physically learned how to build the business, I literally took the gift of growth away from them. So that's very important. And another important thing to always remember is that you never go to somebody new and tell them that you are going to build their 1 leg for them, all right? That is just as dangerous. Because you don't want people coming back and saying, you know what, I've looked at my success tracker the past 3 business periods. I don't see you've registered anyone in that leg of mine, So never, ever say that. The key thing to do is that every single time, and you see, this creates excitement, guys. This is what's so powerful about this. Every single time you register someone new in this new leader's organization, you call them up, okay? A phone call. Hey, guess what, man? You just got started. I just registered and put in about, 3,000 points in your business. Isn't that exciting? You haven't even had time to have a coffee after you've registered and your business is already getting going. That new person is going to be so fired up and so excited. And the beauty of this is that, once you've put it in 1,000 points deep for this new person, all that they need to do is put in 500 points in their side volume to go regional. Now, how powerful is that? That's awesome, okay? And this is how you create regionals so quickly, guys. I mean, you can literally break quite a few regionals in 1 business period. And that's what we want to achieve. This allows people to start earning money quickly in network marketing, and that's how we keep them in, You don't want people in for 3, 4, 5 months without earning any money, And if you can get them earning money in the first BP, that's just going to create even more excitement. So every single time you register somebody else in their business, call them up, get them excited, because that gives them a real kickstart. And this principle you keep on applying, okay? And you keep on duplicating it in your team, all right? So build that power leg, 1,000 points deep and allow them to then ultimately put in 500 points in their side volume of their own. And you know, guys, you carry on with this. Okay, I don't want to go into too much detail about the structure, but you know, you carry on. I mean, this leg you can drive further to after this to 3,900 points, which allows them to put in a few more points to go national. And in the same process, by them going national, by that stage, there's already a few new regionals again. And after that, you drive it to 13,900 points, the power leg. Okay, you see, you keep on going down here. You keep on going down here. And the very, very important thing about this structure is it allows you to work at the bottom of the leg. And that's what we always want to be doing as well as leaders. If you see that there are no new pins coming through at the bottom of any organization, that's red lights. Okay? That's red lights. You see, we don't want to keep working on the top. We want to keep working in creating new leaders at the bottom all the time. Okay? So that's just a bit on the structure and how to develop regional directors as well. You know, the structure fits in so well in enabling you to do that. And regional is the most important pin in this business. You know, it's the most important pin in this business is to go regional. If you can go regional, you can go as big as you want. You know, because then you can build this business. So does this make sense? Yeah, easy enough. Okay, cool. I hope it does, because I don't think I'll be able to do it any better. Okay, that's obviously one of the first points as well on how to develop regional directors is the structure. The next thing I just want to share as well on you know, developing regional directors is just the second point on how to develop regionals, and that's communication. Okay. Communication, guys, is vital in this business, especially once again with the new people that you bring in. Okay, and when I mean communication, I mean picking up the phone and actually calling someone. Okay, not over a text message or no, you guys don't have WhatsApp. Do you guys have WhatsApp? You have WhatsApp, not a WhatsApp message, which is it's so much easier. Not on Facebook. Okay. We in the business, we in the people's business, it's a one-on-one business. We want people to feel your culture, feel your energy and your passion, because that's the culture that you're going to create in your business, okay? So very important, another key tip on how to develop regional directors is communication, or another word is also relationships, you know, building a relationship with your new people, okay? Now, how do you do that? How do I build a relationship with my new people? Okay, in South Africa, we have braais, all right? Barbecues. That's not how you're going to build a relationship with your new people. Not to invite them to a barbecue, okay? 3 very important tips. Phone calls twice a week. Okay? 2 phone calls a week. What do you share in these phone calls? 1 of 3 things, or all 3, okay? You can share PV, just like we've explained, you know, hey man, just signed Susan up in your business. Wow, she's so excited. You know what? She said she has a massive dream. She wants to change the world, you know. She wants to become free. Isn't that exciting? I'm going to hook you up with her. You can speak to her at our next meeting, and you know, that's great. So share PV. That's the first thing you can share. The next thing you can share is a story. So share a story, you know. Anything great that's happened in your business. And if you don't have a story, then just borrow someone else's. I've borrowed many of Vince's stories before, you know. Vince has been building my business for a year now, he doesn't even know it. So yeah, and you know, so share a story. Share a story. We see so many amazing results in these products, guys. You know, so share a testimonial with somebody. Man, I used to struggle to get out of bed, and you know, now I'm flying out of bed. Not this morning because I had a dance last night, but I mean, every other morning. You know, I mean, I share my story with people all the time. Yeah, guys, you know what? I would have never been able to play rugby again. That's what the doctors told me. But because of these products, Guess what? I'm on that field every single day. Share a story. That keeps them excited, and that gets them fired up, especially new people. And they can share these stories with their new prospects as well. That's a great way to start. Like Vince said, have fun, stick close to your upline, and tell stories. Okay? So share PV, share a story, or share a tool. In South Africa, we call them TOMs, the tools of the month, okay? And this is also awesome to share with new people, is the tools of the month, or the book that you guys are reading, or the CDs that you guys are implementing and listening to every day, Not only does that get them excited, but that gets them part of your culture as well. So they see, you know what? This guy's excited about what he's listening to. My leader's reading this amazing book. So I guess that's the way things are done in this business. They'd want to go read that book too as well. So if you're reading a book and you get to a chapter that's really inspired you, call this new leader up. Hey man, I've just read chapter 7. It's so awesome. It's about how to honor your upline. Wow, that's so amazing. You should start honoring your upline. No, don't say that. But I mean, yeah, you get my drift. So share one of 3 things. Share PV, share a story, or share a tool. And you guys see that this is all business orientated, okay? It's all business orientated, so it keeps it professional. And this is how you also, you gain mutual respect between each other, You're not too close to that person, okay? Too close that they don't respect you anymore as their upline or whatever the case may be, It's keeping it professional. They know that you're serious about this, and they know that you're doing the right things. And it's also a great example for them to see, what they should be doing to build this business. So that's another very important tool on how to get new people started, how to build relationships with those new people, and ultimately, guys, this is a regional factory, okay? By implementing this system, it's a regional factory, and it's so awesome. Month in and month out, you're just going to break new regionals every single business period, They're going to be coming across stage at your events. It's going to be so awesome. It's a really, really, really phenomenal system. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Vince, is there anything else that you think I've missed or that you want to add on to this?
No, that was awesome, Gary.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. There you go, guys. That's a bit on the structure and how to develop regionals. Awesome.
So, thank you, Gary. He said a few key points there. The first point that I want to mention to you guys is don't go into management mode. The presence of you as the magic in your business must always be felt at the bottom of the leg. We have a saying in South Africa that goes, if you work at the top of the leg, then the bottom dies. So don't get stuck in working anywhere at the top of the leg. That includes family members. If you're helping family members right at the top of a leg that you've signed up, in my opinion, we've had this before, you're diluting a lot of your energy because you're normally building it for them. Rather build at the bottom of the leg and go platinum and pay your family a salary. Or get them to build it on their own later. You know what I mean? You're going to go there faster, like that. But keep your presence at the bottom of the leg, always. That's very powerful, very important. What Gary said here is very powerful. This 1,000 PV, that is how we build new regional directors. We have queues of regional directors coming up every 3 months. In Johannesburg, we had 50 or 60, and the same in Cape Town. That's we had almost 100 new regional directors in the last super regionals. And they line up the new regional directors was almost more than the existing regional directors that were in the audience, which is phenomenal. That means people are moving to the next level, which, like Gary said, that's the next key point. He said, if there's not new leaders coming through at the bottom here, that's your first red flag. The red flag means a vital sign. We call them vital signs. In the medical profession, I might be able to look at you and say, oh, you look really healthy. But if a doctor looks at you properly, then they'll say, no, you're going to die in the next 6 months or so. And the reason is because the doctor can look at your vital signs, the unseen stuff, the stuff that I can't see on the outside, and say, oh, no, I don't know what all the vital signs are. Your nervous system or your respiratory system and so on is not good. And then based on that, the doctor can say, we need to fix that, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. So the same in your business, these are vital signs. If you don't fix them, there's going to be stagnation or even, falling back in that part of your business. So one of them is new leaders. New leaders at the bottom of the leg is a vital sign. Are there new leaders coming? Another one is tools of the month, like you mentioned. PV is a false indicator. PV is a false indicator. It's easy to hide behind your PV and say, oh, I've got 10,000 PV, or I've got 5,000 PV, or I'm a brand new regional. But you might be a brand new regional and you've only got 3 people sign up in your business, but they've got massive orders. And that's not healthy yet. We want to build healthy businesses. So you want to focus on the vital signs as soon as possible. And so some of these vital signs are, how many people are coming to a function like this? That's a vital sign. You know that those people are serious about their business. We count them per leg. How many people are coming from this leg? How many people are coming from this leg? How many were at the function? Oh, I see there were only 3 from this leg, but there were 10 from this leg. This one needs attention. So you fix that. That's what I meant by, if you fix the vital signs, the next 3 months becomes very predictable. You can change what's going to happen. How many people come to the functions? How many people are listening to CDs, reading books to improve themselves? How many people are attending webinars and so on? How many people are engaging in the business? How many people are out there showing the plan? While you're sitting here today, how many people in your business are out there showing the plan? That sort of question. Those are vital signs. And we base our success of a business more on vital signs than we do on PV. The PV comes automatically if you fix those vital signs. Okay. So from here, like Gary was saying, going further down, if you clicked what he was saying there, that the next BP, you can then go and put 1,000 new points at the bottom there. And what will happen is you are empowering all these people above that point to go regional. You can build this person to regional director, you can build that person to regional director, and that one. Because now suddenly you've got a massive story to tell them. Guess what? I can't sleep at night. What do you mean I can't sleep at night? Because I'm thinking about your business. You're throwing money away every month. $100 every month you're throwing out the window. What are you talking about? This person might not have ordered for a while, or they don't know anything, they're just using the product maybe. You say, listen, I want you to help you get your products for free. You don't know this, but I didn't wait for you, I just carried on going. You should be making $100 or $150 back every month. Sit down with them, have a cup of coffee, and explain to them what you've done. And then tell them how easy it is to go regional. All you and I have to do is you and I have to go and find 3 or 4 or 5 people on this side, and then you're regional. I mean, people say to me, that's awesome, let's do it. And then I arrange a home meeting right there, and then we go from there. And you can go 1 regional, 2 regional. You can, like Gary said, you can do 3 or 4 or 5 regionals if you want in 1 business period, depending on how focused you are. Do you guys get that? Yeah. It's leverage. It's leverage. You're taking 1,000 points that would have just been 1,000 points somewhere in your business. Normally you order a whole lot more points on your own name, and then you order some more product points on the other side. Well, I would say take all those points, all those extra points. My voice is feeling a bit funny from singing Grease Lightning last night.
AC/DC.
So normally you put all these points everywhere else in your business, and what you want to do is, like I say to people, instead of ordering 300 PV on your own position, put it on 100 PV and take anything extra you got and make it part of that 1,000 points. And what you're doing is you put 1,000 points at the bottom there, and you leverage that, because every time you create a regional director, it's 500 points extra. 500 points here, 500 points here, 500 points here. So if you count that together, that's 1,000, 500, maybe 3,000 points. It would have just been 1,000, but now it's 3,000 PV. And you coach them to do the same thing on this side. They're also going to create a power leg down there and do the same thing that you did. Okay. This is what we spend most of the time on with the 3-point plan. It's like drawing out a master plan for your business period. Sit down with somebody and say, look at what's happening in your business. Look at who's close to the next level. If we do this and this and this, then they get to the next level, and automatically you reach that level that you want. So these are some of the things we focus on. My advice on this is you're not going to get it all now. Thanks. You're not going to get it all now, so stick close to your upline, because we had an awesome session with the presidential directors on Friday, I believe. And yeah, just stick close to your upline. They're excited about this stuff, they know this stuff, and just stay really close to your upline. Go up to your upline and say, can I sit down with you? Can I have a counseling session, please? I want to know how to move my business to the next level. And it's not like we can stand here on stage and show it to you once and you get it. I mean, the people in our business that are so locked into the system, even they take 3 or 4 BPs to understand this fully. So don't be patient with yourself. It's going to take time. Be patient with yourself. But this is very effective if you use it properly every business period. I mean, you can go to the next level and help people in your business go to the next level so fast. It's amazing. Gary actually covered 2 of the points on the 3-point plan. The first point is structure. The second point is me, but the third point is group relations. Group relations comes in especially when you've got a big business. If you're ED or PD or beyond, then group relations becomes very important because you've got so many people in your business, you want to mentor 3 or 4 people to the next level per leg, okay? But right now, so when you get there, then that will be what you should be focusing on. But right now, what Gary was saying there is those 2 phone calls a week. Build relationships with people in your business. It's up to you as the upline. In the beginning, you want everybody to succeed, and in the beginning, you've just got a bunch of product users, right? Now, I want everybody to succeed, but these are just the numbers that I found in my business. You might be different, but I found across the board, this is generally what happens. It takes about 9 or 10 people that just use the product for one business builder to emerge. I wish everybody would build a business, and I want everybody to make money, but that's just the numbers. So that's how it works. So you must say that there is always going to be 90% of your business that just wants to use the products. You guys sitting here, you represent about 10% of probably Mannatech Australia, or maybe even less. You guys are the leaders here, and out there is a whole bunch of product users that we don't see. So look after your product users. Don't neglect your product users. Now that you're focused on business, don't neglect your product users. We have a saying, Louis has a saying in South Africa that always says, it's like sitting in a boat with 2 oars, and you're rowing both oars. If you just focus on one oar, which is product, you go in circles. And if you just focus on one oar, the business, you also go in circles. So it's a bit of both. That's how you go forward. All right? So don't neglect your product users. Make sure that you call them. But they normally only need about once a month a phone call once a month or so. Hey, how's it going? How are you feeling on the products? Aren't they awesome? And maybe mention another product. They want to know that you care about them, which I think you guys do really well anyway, okay? But the group relations is basically what Gary was saying, those 2 phone calls a week, building relationships with those people. In the beginning, you as the upline, you're looking for the new regional directors. You're looking for the people that are putting up their hand. How do you know you found a leader or a winner? They tend to do stuff behind your back. So they phone you up and they say, oh man, I looked at 3 websites and I've already started speaking to 3 people, and then maybe you just mentioned to them about the product, but they've already done that behind your back. Now you know that person is willing to do stuff on just half a word from you. Leaders tend to do things just with half a word of advice. So you're looking for people that are willing to do the actions, not just talk a good game, do the actions, okay? So you want to find those people, and the way you find them is by, like Gary said, pick up the phone the people, share something exciting. If you share excitement at the bottom of the leg, hey man, like I share excitement at the bottom of the leg, I say to somebody, come on, I just signed up another all-star in your business, or come on, I just signed up another person in your business, it's growing. Boom, big exclamation marks, very exciting. You know what happens? I send it to maybe 5 people in the upline. One person will phone me and say, thanks, Vince. A lot of these people haven't been on automatic order for like months. Somebody that hasn't been on automatic order might phone me up and say, thanks, man, I'm gonna order again. What can I order? What's good? And then somebody else in that line that I messaged, they don't say anything. But 3 or 4 days later, I look on the system and they've just silently activated their automatic order again. That's what excitement does to people. It gets people fired up. So you want to share that with people, and then the leaders will normally pop out and say, hey, tell me what I need to do next. This is exciting, you know? Okay. So that's just point number 3. It becomes very important the bigger your business gets, this point here, because it's a lot on leadership, okay? Continuously building those relationships down. and mentoring people to the next level. Because you're not going to be able to leave a leg until you've got enough leaders in that leg and it gets a life of its own. That's why this is such an important point later. Okay. What I want to focus on now is I want to focus on point number 2, which is actually normally when we talk to people for the first time about the 3-point plan, we don't tell them what it is, we ask people. If I ask you guys, who is the most important person in your business? Some people say, oh, it's my upline, or it's my downline, or it's my whatever, my new prospect. The most important person in your business is you. Because in the beginning, it's just you and your excitement. And when you sign up your first person, you've got 100% growth, right? You should celebrate that, you know? You're never going to have 100% growth again. Well, maybe you will, you know? But, yeah, so in the beginning, it's just you, and you are the magic in your business. So whatever you invest in you is investing in growing your business. Think about that. The most valuable asset you have is you and your excitement and your ability to build this business. So what are you doing to invest in that, to improve that? Because by improving that, you are automatically growing and improving your business. What books are you reading? If you know that the more books you read, the more knowledgeable you become. These guys that are great pillar, listen to James yesterday talking about 15 years he's been doing this. It's like success doesn't just happen overnight, and it doesn't happen by accident. Success happens on purpose. You know, failure happens by accident. It's like failure hits you from the side like a brick, you know. You don't plan for it to happen, but if you just don't do anything, poverty will hit you. It's not difficult to be poor, but it takes focus to be successful. We need to do it on purpose. It takes work. It takes constantly working on yourself, feeding your brain and so on, you know. So I would say the most valuable thing you can do for your business is improve yourself as a leader, as a human being. That's the most valuable thing you can do in the beginning. And so that's why the second point of the 3-point plan is the most important person is you, which is me for me and you for you. Okay? We call it the big me. Me, the first point on that is you have to be on the tools of the month. Now, you guys will have a tool of the month program. If it's not here already, I believe it's coming, but tool of the month, we call it Tom. You guys might call it something else. I know in America they call it something else, but it doesn't matter what it's called. It stands for tools of the month. That is, in South Africa, we have 4 CDs and 1 book, and it's like $200, $20. You know, it's not much, but it's significant because nobody's going to take $20 out their pocket to buy that stuff if they're not serious about improving themselves. And you can also gauge, that's why it's a vital sign. You can see who's serious about the business by who's on the Toms. Tools of the month. Okay? So when you're a regional director, you should have about 1 or 2 or 3 people on the tools of the month. That's healthy. Because we say, tools of the month, you should aim for 1 in every 1,000 points that you have in your business. That's healthy. If you have 1 Tom for every 1,000 points in your business, that's healthy. Okay? 1 per 1,000 PV. You'll see that the people that fly will do even better than that. They'll do 1 in every 500 PV. But 1 in every 1,000 is fine to start with. Okay? Number 2, winners and leaders read books. More than what is required. So when you're finished with a book of the month, which is normally just an easy read, pick up other books. Guys, I mean, I'm talking about this stuff, but really it is, we call it a subtlety. This business is built on subtleties. It's not obvious. Have any of you guys read The Slight Edge? Or The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy's book? These are great books. They're basically talking about the subtleties of life. You know, when you walk into a restaurant and you decide between a salad or a piece of cake, when you walk out of the restaurant, you don't see any result. You don't see any difference. But continue that habit for a year long, you see big results, big differences, right? It is subtle. You don't see it now, but continuously applying that habit and you see major results. These things are subtleties. You read a book, you don't see any difference in your business immediately. You don't see the PV just skyrocket. But applying this over 6 months or a year, you see massive differences. At the end of the year, you think to yourself, wow, if it wasn't for these books, I don't know where I would have been. But you don't see it immediately. So it's something to work on. It's a subtlety. It's not obvious. but it's very important. The books I'm talking about mainly after the Toms is leadership books, that you go find out there, Robert Kiyosaki's, John Maxwell, Stephen Covey's, all these amazing books in the industry that we have. Go read them. The greatest network marketers in the world have read those books. The other books to read are biographies and autobiographies. They're so powerful because you get to rub shoulders with somebody that has started from nothing. And don't go and read a biography of a guy that won the lotto or something, Go read a biography of somebody that went through struggles in their life and reached the top. Read a biography of somebody that you can relate to, like Andrew Carnegie. Screw It, Let's Do It, Richard Branson's book. Great book to start with. Easy read. This guy, you'll be surprised at the stuff that he did in his life and managed to stay alive and achieve and become a billionaire. But just by reading that, your subconscious mind says, hey, I can be successful. If this guy can do it, I can do it. That's very important. Books. Number 3 is what we call monthly trainings, but it's just functions. Functions, meetings, events. You grow through functions. Gary and I are at the back there taking notes, even at your function, Take notes. I wanted to take notes now listening to Gary speak. I was like, I've got to write the stuff down. It's good, Take notes. Engage. Engage in meaning, once again, I spoke about submission yesterday. Submit to that meeting. Take it in. Let it become part of you because it's going to reflect in your business in the next 3 business periods. It's going to be apparent and obvious in your business in the next 3 business periods. Functions. Functions are not just opportunity meetings, because opportunity meetings is something you can also hide behind because it's for new people. Opportunity meetings is for new people. It's an opportunity for us to share this business with brand new people. So if you go there for the 20th time, and they tell the same jokes, laugh at the same jokes, keep on laughing, because it's not for you, it's for the new people. I have people tell me, oh, Vince, I don't want to go to another opportunity meeting. I've seen it so many times, it's getting boring. I say, it's only boring if you don't bring new people. If you bring new people, it's the most exciting event you can be at. It's amazing. I see people and they attend, they're like, oh, I've seen this so many times. The next week, they bring 2 new people. They're like, did you see that? Did you see that? That's awesome. Come on, let's get started. It's like the same person, it's just completely different. So attend functions, not just opportunity meetings, but especially the monthly trainings. I don't know if you guys, some areas I know have set that up already. If you don't have that set up, work with your upline to set that up in your area. A monthly training. Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon, that's very powerful. This is where speeches about character comes out and amazing talks. Amazing talks. I'll give you an example. I was on the phone with somebody in South Africa. Actually, I was talking to my wife. We were planning the next program for a monthly training in South Africa. This is like one of the topics that's coming up that we gave to somebody is a predictable business requires a predictable leader. Now, you give a topic like that to a winner, to a champion. They have to research that thing. They have to become better at that because this person has had a situation of not being so accountable. So I give that topic is very powerful for that person because they grow as a leader, but also the people that are attending, the stuff that comes out there is just phenomenal. You grow as a human being. So make sure you are at these functions. This is where the magic happens, where you keep yourself on the leading edge of what's happening in your business. Number 4 is a webinar. I'm sure you guys have a webinar here. If you don't, set one up or work with your upline, work with your group. But these 5 things, the 5th one is probably the most important one, which is counsel. Counsel with your upline. We have found in South Africa that these 5 things are the most effective way to move you to the next level as a human being. Just these 5 things. If you can focus on these 5 things, and what we do is we say to the winners, I want you to mention these 5 things, like any time of the night, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you must be able to mention them, Toms, books, monthly trainings, webinars, and counseling sessions. I want people to be able to mention that so that they know they must do those things. It might not seem so exciting to you guys right now, but trust me, this stuff is the key. This stuff will change you as a human being a year from now, or 6 months from now. You'll be amazed at who you become. So, like with Gary, maybe you want to say one or two things about, because he's grown tremendously, like I said, in the last year and a half or so. And maybe you want to mention something about how you feel about the system.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest reason why Chris asked me to come over here, because I'm one of those guys who did everything wrong. So this is really something, guys, and this is so close to my heart, actually, the me and growing yourself, because, you know, I used to, like I mentioned, I didn't really listen to anybody, and you know, I got to a stage in my business where I just stagnated for at least 6, 7, 8 months. You know, I stayed at one place, and that was all because, you know, myself as a leader, I wasn't growing, and you know, none of this ever made sense to me. It never made sense to me. You know, when somebody comes up to you and says, you know what, Gary, just believe in yourself, you can do it. Okay, but like, you can't just tell me I must do it. How do I do that? How do I achieve belief? How do I achieve, you know, faith? And this is the only way that you can do this, guys, because by building yourself, you know, you're building up substance within you. And that's ultimately the power behind the words that you speak. You know, and there's a famous scripture as well, as a man thinketh, so is he. Never understood that. Okay? This is the way that you actually teach yourself, you actually teach your subconscious to manifest, or you know, by teaching your subconscious, you actually manifest your dreams in the physical. That's how it happens. But it comes from disciplining yourself to read the books, to listen to the CDs, to gain that knowledge, you know, because knowledge will set you free. Knowledge sets people free. So if your business, and this is what my upline, I mean, Peter, he said this to me over and over again. When I would counsel with him, as we do, I would go to him and I'll say, well, Peter, this is the problem, that's the problem. And he just thought, okay, how many books are you reading? What are you reading at the moment? We're like, I don't know, Sports Illustrated? You know, and I saw he wasn't ticking that off on my sheet. And, you know, and or he'd ask me, what are you listening to? I'd be like, you know, Depeche Mode, is that? Doesn't count. Okay, that's the only thing he mentioned to me. Do you hear the language behind it? Not, you know, you're not showing enough plans or your activities are not, because that's like breathing in our business. You just do it automatically, you know. That's what it should be like, the activity. That's a given. But the language behind what he kept on telling me was, grow yourself. What are you reading? What are you listening to? You're not moving on to the next level. Your business is not growing. It's only because you're not growing. You know, we've got a saying that says, if you want things to change, you've got to change. And that's so powerful. And even if it's not that significant for you right now, you know, just discipline yourself to do the right activities every single day. You know, even if it's just a little bit. Read for 20 minutes long. Listen to one CD. You know, like Vince said, it becomes habit. And once it becomes habit, guys, this is ultimately the stuff that will change you. It will change your business. It will change your life. You become somebody of substance. There's power behind your words. Every time you speak to somebody, I mean, this will enable you to use the skills that you've learned in network marketing, even in prospecting. But the way you'll come across to people, you know, they're going to buy you. They'll buy you first because of you know who you are and what you've become. So this for me was the difference between me going presidential and not. That's it. You know, there's a certain art to going behind going presidential, and it's more than just activity and the how-tos. You know, there's something more behind that, and that's all got to do with leadership and duplication. And you know, this is the me, the Toms, the system, the self-development program is what's changed my life. You know, not only in the business, but, you know, in my career as well, just as a human being. It's really amazing. So, you know, it's awesome, guys. You guys should start doing this. It's really great, yeah.
Awesome, Gary. Yeah. Thanks, man. Awesome. Okay, well, I think that's testament to how he's changed. Phenomenal. Like he said there, he said it gives you substance. I mean, when Gary started, you know, he was just super excited. But now, when I listen to him speak, he's got huge substance in this business. He's a leader right there. And that's what the books and the CDs give you. They give you substance. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is achiever. Okay? We call this Achiever. The 3-point plan is a leadership model, especially for nationals and above. Okay? In my opinion, you don't have to focus so much and worry about the 3-point plan until you go national or almost national, which basically means until you've got a nice team underneath you to lead, a nice team in your business. But before you start engaging the 3-point plan properly, we wanted to create something that is that encompasses all the fundamental things that you should be doing to move your direction in the right way properly, to have a sustainable business. Because the idea is to go Q13, not Q13 regional, right? We don't want people to stay Q13 regional. Q13 means you qualify 13 out of 13 business periods. That means you qualify every single month. You don't fall back. You have a sustainable business that's actually growing. It only starts counting from presidential director. So don't say, I'm a Q13 regional. Now you want to move on from regional, right? And national and executive even and so on. So, but you want to be a stable presidential director and beyond and keep on growing and keep on growing. So we've boiled it down to something which we call the Achiever program, which encompasses all these things and puts it into something straightforward that you can aim for that will automatically put the vital signs in place. So if you get what I'm saying here, if you focus on Achiever, then you will be national anyway. If you focus on Achiever, you will be stable anyway. If you focus on Achiever, you'll have the right vital signs in. So this is what Achiever is. The Achiever program says, this is the activity. It's broken down into activity and it's broken down into structure. The activity says, if you do these things, number 1, show 15 plans per month. 15 STP per BP. Which means get this information, get this business concept, get this plan in front of new people. Get this product in front of new people. That just means be active. 15 or more. STP stands for show the plan or share the products. But listen carefully now. If you share the products only, you won't have business builders. You must share the business to have business builders. Remember what I said about young people as well? Share the money and the excitement with them. Okay? 15 plans per business period. 15 plans or more. Okay? The next point is use the daily tracker. If you guys haven't got that yet, I know it is available. Which basically means track your progress, improve your habits, establish your habits. So the daily tracker should be stuck up in your house and you tick it off every day. So that by the time you finish one BP and maybe the next BP, it's in you. It's like Gary said, it's like breathing. I mean, in South Africa, like showing the plan and that sort of thing is like breathing. You know? It's every day. It just happens. It just happens. I think it's because we focus so much on our habits and this daily tracker. Now, I like to keep people accountable to this. You know, in a nice way. I say to them, you should definitely do this. If you don't do this, you're not going to achieve major success in your business. This is where it starts, okay? And the third point is the 5 core activities. The 5 core me activities, which we just spoke about there on the board, on the other one. Those are the 3 activities, the 5 core me activities. If you do these activities, you will have the structure. And the structure says, for an achiever, the structure says, you must have 2 regional directors per leg. This is very powerful to focus on. Focus on this. Don't focus on national director. National director will come. It's just PV. Focus on this, and you'll do it right. You'll do it sustainably, and it'll keep on growing because it's backed up by leadership. 2 RDs per leg. Okay? The second point is 7 or more TOMs in your business. And it can't just be down one leg, there must be at least one in the other leg. 7 or more TOMs in your business, tools of the month, flowing. That's people wanting to improve themselves. Okay? 7 or more people at the functions. Functions. 7 or more people attending the meetings. Not opportunity meetings. I'm talking mainly about webinars, leadership stuff, webinars and monthly trainings. Okay? And then the last one here is 6 automatic orders deep, which encourages driving depth. That's it. That's Achiever. This was designed to bring everything together, to say, if you focus on this, everything else tends to fall into place. Then you go on to Double Achiever, there's another Double Achiever, and then Ultimate Achiever. But that's all you need to know right now. All this information is available anyway. You just go to your upline and you find it. Mandy has it and Chris has it and so on. But that is very powerful. That is changing things dramatically. It's allowing people not just to chase PV, it's allowing people to actually chase the next level and automatically have the right things in place. This takes some focus. It also improves you as a leader. You have to focus to achieve that. I mean, it's like you can't just sign up a bunch of people that want to use the products only. Now you actually have to develop people to the next level. You actually have to work on yourself. So it's very, very powerful. And guys, that's the 3-point plan. I mean, it's structure, it's me, and it is group relationships. And this is the system that's keeping all that business in South Africa together and growing and creating new leaders all the time. I mean, I didn't even know we had so much growth until Chris Simon said, you guys are doing pretty well. You've got massive growth in the last year or two. And it's because of this 3-point plan. So once again, I want to mention 2 things to end off on. I want to say that it is all built on a foundation of those 3 principles that I mentioned. The power of unity, the power of submission, and the power of the spoken word. If you don't start your business on those principles, it's really tough. You tend to have stagnation and confusion. Base your business on unity, the spoken word, and submission. And to end everything off, I'd just like to also, once again, honor Louis and Leonie for implementing this system. I think there was massive disunity in South Africa at one stage, and they managed to pull it all together with their leadership, and I have to honor them for that in their absence. And this is the last time we're speaking.